Hi, good morning and welcome back to physics class. Presently we are in laws of motion, exclusively force concept. Force ultimately tension. Both force and tension are the different forms of the same. Sometimes it is termed as force, in some cases it is as tension. See, now we are going to measure tension in this case. Let us study the problem once. A no vacancy board of mass 5 kg is suspended from a horizontal beam by two supporting wires. That means, see, this is a situation, it is a horizontal rod. From this horizontal rod, a no vacancy board, this is a no vacancy board. It is suspended by means of two strings. It is a no vacancy board. How it is suspended? By means of two strings. This is one and this one is another. Condition is these two strings makes a certain angle with the vertical. See, let us study. What is the angle? 45. Vertical means what? This is vertical. This is the vertical drawn at this side. And this is a vertical. With this vertical, these strings are making an angle. How much this angle is? 45 degrees. This also same, this 45 degrees. Calculate tension in the string. No doubt tension will act in this direction. Now this is also tension T. What else you need? What else you know? Very simple. The weight of this new vacancy board which acts vertically downwards. So here it is vertically downward. Actually there is no vertically upward force, but it is making certain angle. So it is our job to resolve this tension into vertical and horizontal components. See, I will resolve this tension like this. It is nothing but T cos theta, and the second one will be directed outward like T sin theta. Similarly, this tension, this will be resolved into T cos theta, and outward it is nothing but T sin theta. Why we have to resolve? That is the question. This is learning, this procedure is learning. Since weight acts vertically downward, there is no vertical direction forces in terms of tension. Tension is acting, making certain angle with the vertical. That is only twisted thing. So we have to resolve into like this. For example, if this board is pulled with a horizontal force, we have to consider what is the horizontal tension in this direction in order to get the condition for equilibrium. Okay, now see. Now, what are the two upward forces? What are the two upward forces? Upward forces. These two upward forces are T cos theta plus T cos theta. Plus T cos theta, nothing but 2T cos theta. What is the downward force? Vertically downward. Vertically downward force is nothing but its weight mg. What is the condition for equilibrium? Upward force is equal to downward force. See, so this is the condition. 2T cos theta is equal to mg. Now let us go for this theta. What is the value of theta? This is given as 45. 2T cos 45 is equal to, what is the mass? Mass of the board is given as 5 kg. This is 5 into g. Let us take it as 10. Actually 9.8 for calculation purpose. It is better to choose this one, and while going to the answer you have to select the nearest value. Fine, it is nothing but 2t, this okay, cos 45, nothing but 1 by root 2 is equal to, this is 50. Fine, then root 2 and this 2 gets cancelled by root 2 times. Root 2 into t is equal to 50, therefore tension T is equal to 50 by root 2, this is the value. By substituting the value of this 50, this is noticed as 35.1. Since it is a tension, you expressed in terms of Newton. That's all this. In such problems, it is better to go for rationalize into root 2 divided by root 2. Then this numerator will become, this denominator will become 2. 2 into 50, then automatically this comes to root 2 into 25. It is convenient to solve this one because the root 2 value is 1.414, root 3 1.732. You should have basic knowledge of this one. Okay, fine. Once again, no vacancy board is suspended by two strings which makes 45 degrees with the vertical. What is the tension in the string? I am resolving this tension into T cos theta, T sin theta. Similarly, T cos theta, T sin theta. Hence, two vertical upward forces are acting. That's why sum of the upward forces becomes 2T cos theta. Downward force becomes weight mg. For equilibrium condition, I am equating these two. Hence, the tension is calculated as 35.1. Since it is a tension, the unit will be Newton. Now, one more problem which closely relates with the previous theory. See, a force time graph, that means force is taken along this direction, the perpendicular time is taken, proportionate time is taken along y axis, a graph is drawn. The graph is as shown in figure, where the segments are rectangular, clearly these are rectangular. The linear momentum gained between 0 and 6 seconds. So, it is segregated as 0 and this 1, this is 2, in between 3, 4, this is 5 and 6 and so on. Like, if you recollect the related theory, what is area under force time graph? It is nothing but force into time. I think now you can get, now you can get conveniently. What this product of force and time is called? What this product of force and time is called? Impulse. Impulse. Shall I give one clue? This impulse can also be expressed as rate of change of momentum, directly proportional to force according to Newton's law. When no external force acts on a body, the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the force that causes the change. So, this impulse, otherwise what is the linear momentum gained? Both are same. Both are same. What is that? What is that? Impulse is nothing but the product of force into time. Product of force into time. According to Newton's law, we have force acting is equal to change in momentum, final momentum minus initial momentum by time. If we get this to left hand side, F into T, nothing but impulse. So, change in momentum or otherwise impulse or otherwise the product of force and time are same. If you catch that point, you can comfortably got into this. F into T, as per this graph concern, what is F into T? Is nothing but simply length into breadth, nothing but area. So, the area under FT graph, area under FT graph, gives area under FT graph gives what is that? Momentum. See, let us calculate. While doing so, it's clearly it is above the positive axis and this negative axis. So, these are considered as positive areas and these are negative areas. So, the net area is equal to, see, net area. What is the area? For this one, length into breadth, it is nothing but 2 into 2, 2 into 2. This region I am telling, this is 2 into 2. Since it is in negative axis, we have to subtract. See, this is another area and this area is nothing but 2, this is okay, but this is only 1 unit. So, it is nothing but 2 into 1 because it is in the negative axis. Again, this is in positive axis. So, we have to consider this one as plus. What is that? Length is 4 to 6 means 2 into this height is 1. That is why this is 1. 2 into 1 plus minus gets cancelled comfortably. So, the area is equal to 2 into 2, it is nothing but 4. Since it is nothing but force into time, Newton second is the unit of this one. So, what is the linear momentum caused? 4 Newton second is the right answer. Now, I will select a problem based on law of conservation of of momentum. See how it is applicable in this problem. A man of mass 60 kg is running with a speed of 10 meter per second towards a cart of mass 40 kg moving towards him with a speed of 5 meter per second. That means the man are moving towards each other. That means they are moving in opposite directions, mind it. When the man approaches the cart, he jumps into it. The velocity of the cart carrying the man will be. It's just making use of law of conservation of momentum, we can solve this problem. See, this is a situation. See, this is a situation. The man is moving in this direction, he is running in this direction, whereas this cart is approaching. This cart is approaching him like this. When they comes side by side, this man jumps into the cart. Jumps into the cart. That means when the man jumps into the cart, this will be the situation. See, this is the situation. The man is in the cart. Let's apply law of conservation of momentum to this one. Mind the directions are opposite. That's why, for example, let m1 be the mass of the man and m2 be the mass of the cart. u1 is the speed of the man, velocity of course. Then you have to consider this as minus u2, not u2. If you catch this point, you can do it very easily, because left to right is taken as positive, right to left is taken as, must be taken as negative. Then what is the statement of law of conservation of momentum? Total momentum before impact is equal to total momentum before impact is equal to total momentum after impact. Total momentum after impact. Shall we calculate what is the total momentum before impact? Come on, tell me what is the total momentum. m1 u1, this okay, total plus, be careful, here it is m2 into minus u2. Be alert. Why? Because it is from left to right, that is in opposite, right to left. Both are approaching each other. Come on. Tell me afterwards what happened. The man jumps into the cart. That's why what is the total mass of the system? m1 plus m2. That means after impact, both the cart and man will move with the same velocity, which is called common velocity. Now see this one, m1 plus m2. Let v be the common velocity. Now our job is to calculate what is the common velocity. See, common velocity v is equal to, it is nothing but m1 u1 minus m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2. Simply substituting the values m1, what is the mass of the man? 60, into with what velocity this man is moving, 10 meter per second, minus m2, what is the mass of the cart? Mass of the cart as 40, with what velocity it is moving? It is nothing but 5, divided by what is the total mass? Mass of the man plus mass of the cart. So common velocity v is equal to 600 minus 40 into 5, nothing but 200, whole divided by 60 plus 40, 100, nothing but 400 by 100. Clearly, common velocity v is equal to 4 meter per second. 4 meter per second. It is not at all difficult to substitute the numbers. Even the high school students can do it. But the only thing is, after getting the final value, you have to check whether it is positive or negative. This is positive, plus 4, it is not minus 4. Plus 4 means what? We ascertain sign while starting the problem. Left to right, that means the direction of the man is considered as positive, the direction of the cart is considered as negative. So our answer is positive. What it refers? After the man jumps into the cart, both the cart and man will move in the direction of the man. That means getting 4 meter per second is not a complete answer. In what direction? If it is positive, we have to confirm, yes, after the man jump into the cart, both will move in the direction of the man. For example, if we get a negative sign here, that means after the man jumps into the cart, the man and the cart will move in the direction of the cart, that means opposite to, plus in the direction of the man, minus in the direction of the cart. Here we got plus 4 meter per second, nothing but after the man jumps into the cart, both will move with a velocity of 4 meter per second in the direction of the man, right? Let's consider one more problem basing on law of conservation of momentum. A bomb at rest explodes, breaking it into 3 pieces. 2 pieces having equal mass fly off perpendicular. Fly off. Again I am telling, receive the problem properly first. Get the total information given in the problem. Then we can attack on the problem. Perpendicular to one another with the same speed of 30 meter per second. What about third piece? The third piece has 3 times mass of each other piece. 3 times. For example, if it is x, that is 3x. If it is m, 3m, that is a way. What is the direction and magnitude of its velocity immediately after explosion? Immediate. A bomb, initially it is at rest. It explodes and breaks into 3 pieces. Information about 2 pieces were given. They flies off mutually perpendicular with a certain velocity. Now our job is to find out what about the third one. How? Making use of law of conservation of momentum. See, once again I will try to give idea, the picture, using picture I will give what happened. See, this is a bomb initially at rest. This is a bomb. Okay, when it explodes, what happened? It splits into 3. See, this is the bomb. 2 pieces flies off perpendicular to each other. Somewhat I am trying to give what that is dimensionally and what that is magnitudes also, keeping in mind, and this means these 2 pieces flies off mutual perpendicular to each other. This is the way. Okay, na? That means one piece is moving in this direction and another piece is moving in this direction. Their masses are same. Let us suppose it is m and it is m, and they are moving with velocities v and v. Why? Because these 2 pieces having equal mass and flies off with equal velocities. What about the third mass? Once again recollect what is the statement of law of conservation of momentum. Total momentum before impact is equal to total momentum after impact. Total momentum before impact is equal to total momentum after impact. That means what is total momentum before impact? Before impact it is at rest. It is at rest. That's why the total mass, so called capital M, is at rest, is 0. What is the total momentum after impact? It is divided into 3 pieces. 3 pieces. Let us suppose m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3. This must be same. Okay. Are you comfortable? Total momentum before impact. What do you mean by momentum? The mass of product of mass and velocity. Since initially it is at rest, I am writing m into 0. 3 pieces, m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3. Sir, m1 and m2 are same, sir. That is a different question. We will substitute later. It is nothing but m3 it is nothing but minus of m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This one. That means the momentum of the third piece is equal and opposite to the sum of the moment of the 2 pieces, that means I will represent it with vectors also. It is nothing but these two. If you try to write the magnitude, magnitude of P3 is equal to magnitude of P1, P2. What is the magnitude of two mutually perpendicular? What is the magnitude? See, it is nothing but P1 square plus P2 square plus 2P1 P2 cos, what is the angle between them? This is 90, cos 90. Cos 90 is 0, that's why this term vanishes. P1 is equal to P2, that's why simply P square plus P square. It is equal to root 2P. What is P? Now let us come to this one. What is this? It is nothing but root 2 into mv. What about P3? The product of mass of the third piece and its velocity we have to write. Okay, na? What is the mass of this one according to the given data? It is 3 times of each part, 3 times. That's why m3 into V3. In the place of m3, shall I write 3m into V3? This is equal to how much this is? Root 2 m. What is the velocity of each piece? It's given in the data with a speed of 30 meter per second, with a speed of 30. So I am writing 30 here. This very ordinary. This m and this m gets cancelled. Last step, therefore V3 is equal to root 2 into 30 divided by 3. 3 ones are 3 tenths gets cancelled. 10 root 2. What we are calculating? We are calculating velocity. That's why the unit is meter per second. Okay, this everything is okay. Sir, what about this negative sign, sir? The momentum of the third piece is equal in magnitude, but in opposite direction to the resultant of these two. What is the resultant of these two? Tell me. The resultant of these two will be in this direction because they are identical, having same mass, same momentum. They will be in this direction. It is nothing but root 2 mv. This is okay. Now what about this one? This one will move in opposite direction to this one, like this it has to move this. That's all. This is about P3, momentum of the third piece. So its value is 10 root 2 meter per second. And one more question is hidden in this here. What is the direction of what is the direction? Very simple, you can write with whom the direction is. It is clear. They are making 90 means it's 45. So totally this becomes 135 to this one. 135 to this one or this one. With this one also we can write. Because it is total nothing but this straight line 180. Simply we have to subtract this half value 45. It is nothing but 135 degrees with whom? Either with the first body, either with P1 or with P2. The momentum of the first one or second one we can say. Once again, a bomb at rest explodes, breaking it into 3 pieces. 2 pieces having equal masses fly off perpendicular to one another with the same speed of 30 meter per second. The third piece has 3 times the mass of each piece. What is the direction and magnitude of the velocity immediately after explosion? What we employed? What technique we employed? Let these two are mutually perpendicular. What is the resultant of these two? This is nothing but root 2 mv. This must be equal and opposite to the third one. That's why this P3 is the third one, whose mass is 3 times of this one. That's why simply total momentum before explosion is given as capital M into 0, because initially it is at rest. M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3. M3 V3 is nothing but minus of M1 V1 plus M2 V2. That means momentum of third piece is equal to sum of the two, but in direction. Applying vector technique, since these two are moving perpendicular to each other, this is 90 degrees gets cancelled. So M3 V3 is equal to root 2 mv we have. Since velocity is 30, I am substituting the values and it is nothing but 10 root 2 meter per second. What is the direction? That means with the first one or with the second one it has the same direction. With respect to this one, it is nothing but 135 degrees, either with the first part or with the second part. We will consider a tricky problem. I am not saying it is a difficult one, but it is a tricky, exclusively from the base of Newton's law. I am going to use very funnily F is equal to ma only. Other than that, I am not using, I am not going to use any other formula for this. See, so what is the data given? A certain force acts on a body, produces an acceleration of 4 meter per second square. Natural, when a force is applied, definitely produces acceleration. Nothing new in this. And the same force acting on another body produces an acceleration of 6 meter per second square. Case 2. Here, if the two bodies are fastened together and the same force is applied, what is the acceleration produced? Really, it is brain teasing and very simple thing also. That's why, see here I am using only one formula. Observe carefully. What is the case 1? In the case 1, when a force is acting, it produces an acceleration of 4 meter per second square. Simply I am writing F is equal to m1 a1, because it is case 1. From this, what is the value of m1? What is the value of m1? Nothing but F by a1. F by a1. Case 2, when same force is applied on another body, it produces an acceleration a2. From this, what is the value of m2 in terms of force and acceleration? F by a2. As I promised, I am using only one, F is equal to ma, basic school physics. Now see, case 3, these two bodies are fastened together, that means these two masses kept combined and the same force is applied. That is why I am not using F1, F2, F3. In all cases, I am using the same force, F. Here also in the case 3, what is the equation? F is equal to two masses fastened together. That is why m1 plus m2 into, it is nothing but a3. Now our job is to find out what about this acceleration. Okay, come, let us substitute this one. A3 is equal to, it is clear from this, F is equal to how much? See, F is equal to F by, it is nothing but m1 plus m2. M1 plus m2. From this, can you find out the value of m1 and m2? M1 plus m2, F by a1 plus F by a2. Simply some algebraic calculation, F bracket begins, it is nothing but 1 by a1 plus 1 by a2. Further we can write precisely like F into, what is LCM? a1, a2, and it is nothing but a1 plus a2. That means whenever you need the value of m1, m2, you can replace it with F into a1 plus a2 by a1, a2. Same thing I am going to do to calculate the acceleration of the third piece. A3 is equal to, what is F? As is I am writing, this is F by, what is m1 plus m2 value? Total mass. It is nothing but F bracket begins a1 plus a2 divided by a1, a2. Simply similar terms gets cancelled, and this a3 is nothing but a1, a2 by a1 plus a2. So very oftenly we are hearing one word, shortcut technique. If this type of problem appears, once again no need to write all these things, simply we will go for acceleration of third piece is equal to a1, a2 by a1, a2, a1 plus a2. This is shortcut technique. Now see, I am going to substitute the values of a1 and a2. What is a1? First acceleration 4 into a2. What is second acceleration? It is nothing but 6, 4 into 6 divided by 4 plus 6, a1 into a2 by a1 plus a2. Clearly it is nothing but 6 4s are 24 divided by 10, clearly nothing but 2.4 meter per second square. That's all. This is the final answer. Shall repeat once again. See, when certain force acts on a body, it produces an acceleration of 4 meter per second square, and the same force is acting another body, produce an acceleration of 6 meter per second square. What acceleration it will produce when both masses are fastened together? That is the question. I am establishing the cases for first one, F is equal to m1 a1. From this, m1 is equal to f by a1. In the second case, it produces an acceleration of a2. F is equal to m2 a2, nothing but m2 is equal to f by a2. In the third case, same force is applied and the two masses kept together, m1 plus m2 into a3. We have to find out this a3, which is nothing but f by m1 plus m2. This m1 plus m2, it is expressed in terms of force and acceleration, and substitution these values. Finally, we get a1 a2 by a1 plus a2. It is shortcut technique. When you find such problems in next cases, just you have to shoot out with this shortcut technique. a1 a2 by a1 plus a2. 4 into 6 pi 4 plus 6, nothing but 2.4 per second square.